Para sa record lang sa interview, ano yung buong pangalan mo at ano yung ginagawa mo?
Okay, ako si Neil Daza. Right now, cinematographer ako, filmmaker. So I do documentaries, I do movies, I do TV work, lahat. Music videos. Tapos, once a week I teach sa UP Film Institute. 2 subjects. Basic cinematography at advanced.
Yung pag sinabi mo yung Jola, ano yung mga pinakaunang naaalala mo sa lugar?
Pag sinabi sa akin, pag sinabi mo yung Jola, actually traces back ng mas matagal pa. Kasi ako yung youngest sa family. So lahat ng kapatid ko were all political activists before Marshall. So, I grew up with yung images, yung ganong klase yung images. Yung sister ko, we have to go to the presinto. Kasi, na-ayos sila. And then, and they have stories, they have pictures. Of course, I have magazine and pictures in the Frame Marshall. So, when you say Menjola sa akin, yun yung first naalala ko earlier. Of course, since I was also yung time nung before people power, I was also involved sa mga mass actions. Not as a photographer, as an individual. So, yun yung mga images na pumapasok sa akin. And then eventually, when I worked briefly as a photojournalist, yun yung na-shoot ko yung Menjola Massacre.
Paano punta dun sa Toba?
Sa photojournalism? Well, I've been doing photography since high school. So, may friend ako na journalist na nasa college pa ako. Finance ako eh. So, hinahatak niya ako minsan. Freelance yun na writer. So, hinahatak niya ako minsan sa mga work niya, doing stories. And then, eventually, she worked sa Malaya. So, I worked briefly sa Malaya. And then, Malaya came out with midnight, parang afternoon paper na midday. So, dun ako nahatak, dun ako nabato. Yun yung parang supposed to be my first work professionally as a photojournalist. Sa midday.
Dun sa mga trabaho sa Malaya at sa midday, ina-assign ka ba sa Menjola mismo or nagkakataon lang na may cover?
Kasi yan parang ang status ko na I was a stringer. So parang freelance. Minsan, ina-assign ka, lalo early part lang, hindi siya definitely work. And then later on, in-assign sa akin, I was on a residential beat, in the police beat for a while. Pero during the time, since I like shooting a lot of mass actions. So pag mayroong mass action, kahit hindi na-assign sa akin, I would go and shoot. In fact, yung Menjola Massacre was not an assignment. I went there on my own.
Paano mo nalaman na anong nangyari sa araw na yun kapag
kasi, di ba sabi ko, I have friends, I work as a community organizer. I was part of the whole mass movement. So, may akong friends. Pag nalaman ko na meron mass action, mga peasants, workers, so I would know. So, alam ko na meron mass action na mag-i-start from Liwasan.
So, ka nagsimula?
Sa Liwasan pa naman. So, sumama ako, walking.
Ano yung naalala mo? Nung paglakad na yun, sa...
ang una ko napansin doon, compared to other mass actions, actually, it's a relatively small group compared to other mass actions.
By the time?
No. Medyo mainit yung mga farmers. Mainit ulo. So, pamaral siya pala, medyo heat up yung mga tao. Ang problema na kasi walang blockade dito sa Menjola. Walang barbed wire. It's just a human blockade ng police.
So, pagdating mo dun sa galing kang liwasan at sumabay ka sa kanila, then saan ka pumesto supposedly, di ba? Para for
Actually sa middle ako, pero
Oh.
more at the time no, nung may negotiations pa. I was on the sa farmer's side. Siyempre, kinukulang ko yung action doon. Pero nung nag-move forward na, I was trying to take pictures yung moment na magta-touch yung dalawang ano. Kasi nga wala akong barbed wire. So, pag-touch niya gano'n, of course, na gitna ka, we should touch niya gano'n. Doon na yung nagtulakan ng tulakan, gulo na. So, nung feel ko yung nagkakaipit na kami, pumunta na ako sa military sa police. Tapos paglipat ko, yun yung may nagtutukan.
Walang ba naaalala mo may napag-usapan sila o kung ano yung...
Wala eh. I was busy.
Paano mo na-realize na putukan na?
Well, una-unang magulo muna kasi parang nag-rumble na, nagtutulak na. Tapos, so naiipit na yung mga journalists. So pumunta kami sa safe side, which is sa military kasi yun yung medyo protected. Pag pumunta ka sa kabila, ang gulo yan, puro marami. That's what I did. So, yung nagkagulo, wala lang, ganun kabilis. Just a few seconds actually. After yung mag-touch yun, nagtulakan, hindi ka ng konti na. And then may pumunta ka, nagputo ka na, sunod na yun.
Yung mga tao na alala mo, habang nangyayari yun, kumukuha ka ng...
Ang first reaction ko, since hindi ako, siyempre, photojournal, you're supposed to get the right pictures pa. So, nung nasa kabilang side ako, I went up dun sa military truck para magkaroon pa ng top view ng gulo. So, meron akong picture na nagbabari na yung nagre-reflect na yung matras na yung protesters. Yun yung from the point of view ng front. And then I went down. Nung naka-atras pa ko, and then nandun na yung mga baril.
Ano na sundan na nakita niyo na yun?
Well, ang ano dun kasi, hindi, ang mga kami yung nagbuhat ng mga nasugatan. Walang kumukuhang kumda.
Walang iniwan na.
Iniwan. Or, I mean, they're just there. Alam mo naman ang mga, natin, trigger.
Ano yung attitude doon ng mga police at mga military?
They were just there. Actually, parang pagka ba, nag-atrasan ko ako yun. So they were just looking. Pero kasi syempre, kami mga journalists, mga photojournalists, kami yung nag-shoot, kami yung on the ground. So kami yung nandun. So kami yung nakikita namin. In fact, yung mga few bodies na dinala namin, sabi pa yung sakay sa ship ng People's Journal. Kasi para dalhin sa hospital. Yung isa nilagay namin sa hood. It's all on video, meron din video. Nakita ko lang din yata ako ng video. So yung isa nilagay namin sa harap ng hood para dalhin sa hospital.
Yung pagbubuhat, I mean, spontaneous ba yun? Basta gawin na lang natin to? O nag-uusap pa ka rin yung...
Spontaneous. I mean, it's ano yan eh. It's a human life. You should pick up.
Kasi nakausap namin si Liz Liwanag yung sa photojournal. Tapos, kasi nga parang sa issues sa journalism. Yung ibang mga part daw ng, let's say, Reuters or na mga hindi Pilipinong ay parang talagang tuloy-tuloy lang daw sa pag-shoot ng event.
Yeah, could be. Kasi iba pa rin yung alam mo yun? Pilipino yung harap mo na nakabagsak.
Nung makuha niyo na yung mga nabaril na nasugatan mo sa kwento, ano sumunod? Ano yung naramdaman niyo after? Nag-usap ba yung nandun?
Hindi, kasi at the time nun, I was starting photojournal. Hindi man ako veteran journalist at the time. Sino Luis yun. So, I just went home. I went sa office namin, sa buffet. Of course, dinevelop yung pictures. Usually, yung mga na-shoot ko, kasi sila yung bibigyan ng lens. Usually, iniiwan ko yung lens. But that particular shoot, hindi ko siya sinalens. So, okay yung after ko i-develop, inuwi ko yung lens.
Ano yung inisip mo? Bakit?
Wala lang. So, event. Napaka-crucial nung event. And actually, I'm not even looking at it as a parang pinaka-result, like 20 years from now, may relevance yung pictures. Hindi, it's just kasi when you look at, yun yung magic kasi ng photographs, parang it actually freezes good action. Yun yung magic na between film compared to film. Yung photography kasi when you look at it like years ago ng mga pictures, since naka-freeze siya, sa akin, it's like you're going back to a dream. So the same way, ganun ako ever since I take pictures because I like to go back to sa events. And siguro, in a way, in a subconscious way, yun yung reason ko kung bakit siya. Kasi I know it's part of history and eventually, I look back again sa event.
I mean, kung ilalabas yung picture at yung trabaho mo, naisip mo ba yung personal danger na pinagdaan?
Hindi. Kasi pag nag-shoot kasi ako, lalo at that time, since I was also part, I went to Mindiola before that, not as a photojournalist. So, anyway, I was working at that time, as a journalist in Mindiola. So, parang anyway, I'm going there as a journalist, but I'm also going there, it was also a protest action on my part. What's happening sa Rivera.
Gano'ng kadalas tingnan pa ulit yung mga kuha mo?
Lalo ngayon, I see on digital form, last for things. So I always look back. Hobby ko yan, look back sa mga old pictures. Kasi mayroon siyang ganung feel parang it brings you back dun sa, it brings you yung feeling, yung sound. Parang siyang dream.
Yung mga journalists na nag-cover dun sa event na yun, after noon or even years after, nag-usap pa ba kayo? Naalala niyo ba?
Hindi. Kasi nga, remember, I was a stringer at that time. Hindi ako, bagkada with them kasi una bata pa ako. So, and then after that, it was, yung work ko as a professional photojournalist was actually brief. I went into like people power time. I mean, a few months before people power, 86. And by 87, mga 2 years lang yun, hindi na ako, I was out as a mainstream photojournalism work. Nag-freelance ako and then I went into film.
Pag tinawa mo ulit yung mga kuha mo, naisip mo ba na I could have shoot this in another way? O ito dapat yung kinapture ko? May paglalaro ba nung actual na nangyayari na naisip mo at yung picture na
wala, kasi when you shoot, there's so much action sa nangyayari. So, napaka-spontaneous na rin. So you try to get a good shot. Well, kahit sabihin mong gano'n yung eksena, gano'n yung nangyayari. You also try to get a good composition, trying to get the whole feel. You try to tell a story. So the photograph should be more than 17 times sa audience.
ano yung pakaramdam pag bukat ng mga bangkay na yun?
Well, at the times, medyo emotional yun on my part kasi parang, well, because I can, some of sa mga rally, I've seen them when I was also doing protest action. So, hindi kami friends, but, alam ka, so you look familiar with them. So, medyo emotional din in a way. Kasi I like with them, yung issue na.
Doon sa mga sinamahan mo dating mga protest actions, nauwi ba sa mga violent dispersals?
Yeah.
Pero, yung instant ngayon, gano'n siya kaiba yung sa mga dating sila mo? Paano siya personally? Paano siya proseso personally? After that, sumama ka pa rin ba?
After that, kasi at the time, hindi na ako involved as parang photojournalist. After that, I still shoot from Taal. Even up to now, actually. Kung may time ako, I still shoot. You know, yung mga protest. Pero, iba pa rin yung sa Mindiola na masig. Basically, iba when you talk of Mindiola during the protest action. So, Mindiola as a space. Meron siyang history. It's like, it's just a two blocks of power. Yeah.
Yung nangyari dun sa Mindiola, nagkaroon ng investigation eventually. Na kinausap ka ba or kinuha yung mga materials mo na ganun bang approaches?
Wala.
Pag napapanood mo siya ngayon, minsan may mga documentary niya sa TV. Anong take mo?
Well, it's like looking sa photo lang, where you see footage or even pag-usapan lang, it brings back, of course, yung feeling of yung nandun ako. So, actually, I can tell you still yung detail. It's like parang siya naka-embedded sa memory ba.
Doon sa mga, sabi mo nga, yung mga details mo ba, ano yung nag-persist ba na tunog?
Yung mga initial burst ng tapos yung images of yung military o yung police shooting directly with farmers.
Ay, personally, nakita mo na.
Directly. Not up. Medyo shocking sa akin. Of course, na ma-remember yung effect of yung shock and anger. Ma-feel ko lang yun pag uwi ko. Kasi iba yung nag-shoot ka eh. I should get the image. So nakita mo. Pero once you go back, sa naka-embedded sa'yo, sa memory back, then you always try to i-replay mo parati.
So yan yung recurring na images.
Yeah. I think meron po kayo eh. Sila Bon Acacio.
May nahanap ka.
Shooting directly.
I mean, kung ikukumpara siya sa professional na career mo as both a photojournalist and eventually sa film, nagpa-factor ba yung mga nangyari sa Mindiola? Were you affected personally or creatively sa
Well, yung political standpoint ko ever since will always come out both in creative out whatever. Kasi yun ako eh. So yun yung mode ako. So whether I'm doing mainstream, super ba, lalabas yun. Like kunya, at the same time, like when I did yung classic example when I shot in Decada 70 with Chito Ron. So of course, that was the period that was actually my milieu. So I was, telling production design, Malia, and then so when we shot for like 4 days for the mass action sa Mindiola. So I was actually telling kung ano yung kasi syempre mga ni-research lang yun. They were not there pag sinabi ng mass action. So anyway, may link din siya in a way. Dala-dala mo siya.
Yung mga nakita mong sugatan sa protesta, yung mga nakita mo dati, nakita mo pa ba sila ulit, yung mga nakakasama mo?
Hindi.
Or nakilala mo ba yung mga naging victim mo, sa kahit anong paraan?
Hindi, parang siya.
Or yun ang encounter mo?
Yun lang yan.
Nakakita.
So, talagang siyang memory.
Doon sa mga, kasi doon sa mga iba namin nakausap, sabi nila, yung mga namatay o bumagsak, karamihan daw ng tama sa ulo o sa upper portion. Naalala mo ulit ba? Sa mga, sa mga,
Kasi, I remember parang seeing two dead bodies na nag-bleeding ulo. Yeah. Hindi posible yan. Kasi parang nung nagbari ng close range yun. Hindi naman siya malayo. So, nung nagkagulo kasi, so, umitas na niya. So, ayun lang yan. So, nung nagbari rin. Inutok yung malayo.
yun na yata. Wala na akong yun po lang.